Hello, my name is Heather Quirk, and as Vice President of Communications, I'm speaking on behalf of the Children's Hospital of Saratoga today. As a renowned transplant hospital, we have always been grateful for the young lives entrusted to our care and the positive influence we have been able to have on them. Recently, our worst fear became a reality, and one of these beautiful children did not survive a transplant operation. Many components must seamlessly fit together to ensure success for each patient. It has always been our policy to constantly push for perfection in this process and hone the skills of each individual involved. Unfortunately, in such a complex operation, even small miscommunications can result in substantial chaos. Through a series of rare and unforeseen circumstances and misguided decisions, a young patient recently received an incompatible organ that took her life. Social media has allowed many individuals to voice their concerns about the hospital's actions throughout the preparatory and surgical processes. As a whole, the Children's Hospital of Saratoga team would like to make it very clear how seriously we take this matter and how grieved we are that any family had to endure such pain. We appreciate and resonate with the empathy that all of these passionate people have for those affected by this situation and recognize the legitimacy of their emotions and their concerns. Sadly, we also realize that there's no chance to redo this particular series of events. Though our surgical transplant team and other organizations involved have performed similar procedures successfully countless times in the past, we take this incident seriously and are thoroughly scouring our operation, retraining our staff, and bringing in additional medical communication professionals to ensure that any part we had in this will never be repeated. At the Children's Hospital of Saratoga, we will always value the health and well-being of our patient above our own agenda and refuse to accept this type of failure. While we realize that much of this emotional damage may never be repaired, we are committed to restoring and caring for those affected in any way possible and taking the necessary steps to avoid ever being in this position again. At this time, are there any questions?
Yes, I have some questions. My first question is, how did this mistake happen, and who is taking responsibility?
In this situation, with such a complex process, we cannot pinpoint one exact person or group that are responsible for what occurred. Many people encountered tough decisions, and from a series of very small miscommunications, these accelerated into a very large crisis. There were some large problems that occurred before it was caught, but we are working to ensure that this never happens again.
Well, you partially answered my second question, but I will ask it again in case you have anything more to say. Is there any investigation currently underway to determine who or what is responsible for transplanting an incompatible organ?
Sorry, could you repeat the question,
Yes,
please?
is there any investigation currently underway to determine who or what is responsible for transplanting an incompatible organ?
Thank you. And yes, there are. Currently, all of our staff and our partner organizational staff are attending analysis sessions to pinpoint the origin of this miscommunication and why it didn't get caught. We are hoping that these analysis sessions will help us get closer to the answer to ensure, again, that this never happens.
How could this crisis have been avoided?
Well, we are still under investigation, as previously stated, but somewhere along the way, some minor details which make up this complex operation were miscommunicated and negatively affected the success of the entire process. We are not entirely sure how it could have been avoided at this time, but we do know that making our communication more precise will help us avoid this type of crisis.
After the girl passed and you realized your organization's mistake, how did you handle the situation?
We are extending financial and emotional support to the family, but we realize that we may never be able to fully replace the pain and the loss that they have experienced. We are also handling this situation by connecting with the individuals who are interested in it, such as the social media bloggers, and responding to their crisis questions where they are, and keeping the public informed, and as always, staying transparent in everything we do.
Well, you've partially answered my next question, which was what is being done for the deceased girl's family. So anything besides what you mentioned of helping them financially and emotionally?
No, as I previously stated, yes, we are providing financial and emotional support. We do know that in this type of crisis, there's really nothing that we can do to fully relieve the pain and fully take away the hurt that this loss has caused the family, which we deeply regret any part that we had in causing this for them. But we are trying to remedy it in any way possible and are communicating with the family to ensure that they understand the fullness of the investigation that we are taking to ensure that this never happens to another family.
Has this kind of crisis ever occurred in your hospital before?
It has not.
What are you going to do in the future to ensure it doesn't happen again?
As previously stated, we are undergoing analysis sessions to pinpoint what happened, and in the future we will continue education and also enhance our already rigorous communication training. We're going to teach each member what to look for, what clarifications they absolutely need to make, and again, just hammering home that essential component of precision and also reminding them that focus at all times is essential.
I have no further questions.
Thank you so much for your time.